We'll now move to the announcement of the Annie Spink Award for Excellence in Architectural Education. And to introduce the winner, I'd like to call to the stage Oliver Richards, Vice President for Education.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure and an honour to introduce this year's winner of the Annie Spink Award for Excellence in Architectural Education. In 1974, Herbert Spink left us with a trust in memory of his wife Annie Spink as an honour for the advancement of architectural education. The biennial award was made for the first time in 2000, and even though this is only the 7th time it has been awarded, it has attracted dozens of extremely strong nominations since it was established. This year, the judging panel was chaired by David Gloucester, and it comprised Mohsen Mostafavi, the Dean of the Graduate School of Design at Harvard University, Neil Lamb, course leader at the Robert Gordon University, Charlotte Reynolds, who won the 2011 RIBA Donaldson Medal, Melkin Gursel Tabanlioglu, partner at Tabanlioglu Architects, and Ivana Wingham, leader of architecture at the University of Brighton. The panel's decision was not an easy one, with a range of exceptional candidates. However, the panel eventually agreed that Professor Nigel Coates would be the most deserving recipient of this prestigious award. Nigel Coates was born in 1949 and studied firstly at the University of Nottingham before continuing his training at the Architectural Association. After graduating, Coates taught Diploma Unit 10 at the AA with his former tutor, Bernard Tschumi, and in 1978 he took over the unit. He introduced trans-avant-garde art techniques, which were picked up from New York, to challenge the conventions of architectural representation. In 1982-83, Coates' work became more pointedly political as he and his students depicted proposals for a memorial to Thatcher's Falklands War, and he set up his subversive magazine, NATO, standing for Narrative Architecture Today, where he espoused his approach to architecture and the concept of narrative. Central to his exhibitions and monographs was the idea of narrative, through which architecture could interact with popular culture and experience. With this in mind, he formed Branson Coates Architecture and began working in Tokyo, which eventually led to his 1990 Japan Interdesign Award for Cities. In 1995, he became Professor of Architecture at the Royal College of Art, where he led his teaching staff to develop their own critical strands and lines of inquiry until 2011. He has combined a successful career in architectural practice and product design with his life in academia, producing interiors and buildings, most notably the Body Zone in the Millennium Dome and the Museum of Popular Music in Sheffield. In 2008, he became art director for SLAMP SPA in Rome, creating products, collections, and exhibitions in Italy, France, and the UK. His long list of publications includes the Guide to Exeter City 2003, Kaleidoscope 2006, and Narrative Architecture 2012. He is now an RCA Professor Emeritus and was awarded the FX Outstanding Lifetime Contribution to Design Award in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage the recipient of the 2012 RIBA Annie Spink Award for Excellence in Architectural Education, Professor Nigel Coates.
I found a picture of this on the internet and it looked 10 times bigger. But it's so light and gorgeously made. Apparently I can keep this for a little while, but I have to give it back because it's one of those awards that's passed on. And that really is the point, I think. I don't want to say much because you've said it all. Except I perhaps am the oldest student in the room. I completely believe in what students can achieve and the contribution that work by students can contribute to the development of architecture as a form of culture. Often it's the very fact that student projects are not built, that they're built in the mind, is what creates their power and their influence. I think I've had exceptional opportunities. Maybe first of all given by Bernard Tschumi, who was one of the people that wrote a citation for me, and soon became a teacher at the AA under the leadership of Alvin Boyarsky, who really was my godfather as a teacher. One of the tricks he had was never to say that anything was particularly good. It could always have been that little bit better. Zaha was also a teacher there at the same time, and we both had rather kind of competitive spirits in our respective ateliers. And I think that environment was a melting pot, a place of fermentation of ideas, and has turned out all these years later to have been a very, very particular era at the AA. The AA has continued to evolve, as schools must, and some years later, after working in Japan, it was great to go to the RCA, where I taught some incredible people and some incredible teachers. In fact, the smallness, the tininess of the school created an exceptional energy and originality. And year on year, the students that applied to be there became stronger and stronger. Anyway, I don't want to go on. I'm very, very proud to receive this. It's an unexpected honor after 35 years of teaching, and I will continue to be a student forever. Lastly, I'd like to thank all the people who wrote citations for me in my honor, and particularly Will Hunter and Catherine Slesin at the Architectural Review, who put together the proposal. Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you.
Shall I go next?
You're on.
We're now coming to the close of this wonderful ceremony celebrating such good projects and teaching. So on behalf of the RIBA, I would like to thank you all once again for coming here tonight and helping us to celebrate the wonderful work that we have just seen. And I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Callprint and the SOM Foundation, for their continued support of these wonderful awards. I'd also like to thank all of our President's Medals judging panel and all of our RIBA staff who volunteered and really made this a fun event. And in particular, I want to say a big thanks to John Paul Nunes and to Mariki Donaldson. I think that, you know, in this day and age, with students' fees at £9,000 a year, it's going to be very hard for us to keep diversity of our profession when diversity reflects the very community that we all live in. So more than ever before, it is so important for practitioners that are here tonight to support our students in whatever way they can. You can adopt a student. You can support students in lots of ways. Make sure that they get paid work experience, most important. And they can actually teach you an awful lot of skills, as you will see in the exhibition upstairs. Beautiful drawings and computer renderings. And the students of today really have got so much value. And I think they're undervalued by a lot of people. So I challenge each of the practitioners here, please do adopt a student and support them in any way that you can. So finally, I would just like to say that I hope you've enjoyed tonight's ceremony, and we shall continue to celebrate at our reception upstairs in the Florence Hall on the first floor. And before you leave, please do look at the exhibition. You can see dozens of projects, and each one is worth its weight in gold. So it really remains to me just to say, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks to everybody, and thanks also to the RIBA Journal. Thank you very much.